morning, good afternoon, or good evening whenever you're seeing this. Happy Tuesday to you. Today we'll be talking about Mansa Musa, Mali, and Songhay. Before we can do that, I need these questions answered, and I need you to answer me by sending your reply to cbaldwin at sacbstx.org. Okay, so our first question comes from CNN 10. How are you being tracked? So most of you have a device, and that device is tracking you. Okay, and so just let me know what that device is called. What is the largest desert? That came from yesterday's PowerPoint. And what did Ghana trade? It's two items, and that too came from yesterday's PowerPoint. Okay, so we're on to section 2 of our book. I am going to murder these names, so that's okay. Sundate, which later became Mansa Musa, called himself Mansa because he rebelled against the Empire of Mali. And that's not entirely true. The word Mansa actually means emperor. Mansa Musa's Hajj was special because he upset Egypt's economy. So a Hajj is when a Muslim goes to Mecca for that once-in-a-lifetime trip in Saudi Arabia today. And he upset Egypt's economy because he had so much gold that he brought with him. He gave everybody gold. Okay, I wish I could meet a Mansa Musa. Ali Bair brought Islamic scholarship and law to Songhay. Arabic was an important language because it was the language of the law. And Groits were a legacy from Ghana, Songhay, and Mali. And that's what our picture is. Our picture is of Groits. Groits are folks in Africa who kind of keep the stories of Africa, the stories of family. So in 1324, Mansa traveled on his Hajj to Mecca. And I tried to find a picture that kind of gave you an idea. Thousands of people came on this journey with him. Cairo had never seen such a caravan. It was so large. And one of the things they show you here in the picture are the camels loaded with gold. He had 80 camels loaded with gold. And then, as I said, thousands had joined the journey. Every Friday he would stop, and because they had thousands of people, they would build a mosque so he could spread Islam across the North Africa. And then Groits, or storytellers, tell how Mansa was respected by all. And what we mean by that is even European map makers put Mansa Musa on their maps. That's the title shot that you saw. So we talked about Sahara being the largest desert in the world. This desert was not always as large as it is today. And so because the desert became larger, people began using camels instead of horses to cross the desert because camels can go a lot longer without water. Rain is very important in Africa, and so the most of the rainfall falls in the equator. And you see the equator, that's the very green part in the center of Africa. And to the north and south of the equator is the savanna, which is a dry grassland. So Ghana declined, and Mali grew, and Mansa led a rebellion. This is the oral history from the Groits. Mansa means emperor. We said that already. Called an assembly of kings, and they set forth laws and responsibilities. Mansa controlled the gold and salt trade and became very wealthy. When he returned from his Hajj, he brought the architect As Saheli to Timbuktu to make it a place of scholarship. And there you see one of the buildings in Timbuktu that still stands today. Scholars from around the known world came to Timbuktu to study. Well, as Mali declined, Songhay grew. In 1464, Ali Bair became king of Songhay. Now, he was a warrior king, so he had mounted soldiers. I hesitated to call them cavalry because they're not on horses, they're on camels. And he had war canoes that went up and down the Niger River He captured Timbuktu as well as Jenin. I've always called it Jenny, but I guess it's Jenin or something like that. This gave him control of the trans-Saharan trade route. So in other words, if you were going across the Sahara Desert, you're going to have to pass through his kingdom and you're going to have to pay him a tax. Askia, who was a later emperor of Songhai, made Songhai the largest West African empire. That's what we see here on this picture. He standardized weights and measures, as well as set up laws and judges that used the Quran. Askia had scholars translate books from around the known world into Arabic. Askia died in 1591, and of course his sons fought for control. So later on, Morocco invaded Songhai, and they took the empire easily because they had guns. So I hope you enjoyed it. Have a great day.